there's a probability I could really get my backside kicked, but that's also the beauty of this. You see some pretty crazy wild outcomes, so who knows, I might fall on the right side of one of those. When I started triathlon properly back in 2017, I think it was when you had the first series, and I was watching on the TV. Richard Murray won it. I remember him winning everything, and I thought, wow, this is cool. And they used to have it, a thing called the Tooheys Blue Series years and years ago in Australia, and Chris McCormick was very young but racing in it, and then we used to be on TV in Australia, and like as a kid, you didn't even do triathlon, but you followed that. You know, it was a really exciting sport to watch. I guess then as a kid you dreamed of one day doing it because these guys were stars back then. You know, they were sporting, heroes in Australia. It was a really popular sport, triathlon. I follow it every year, and seen the way it's progressed. Obviously this year I was here in LA, training for Kona, and felt like it would have been weak of me to not put my hand up and say, hey, listen, if there's a spot, I'd love to be there. I realise there's a high probability there's a high probability in for a huge amount of suffering. There's a probability I could really get my backside kicked, but that's also the beauty of this. You see some pretty crazy wild outcomes, so who knows, I might fall on the right side of one of those and do well. So you never know unless you give it a go.
The thing is, Cam is never hesitant to give it a go because he knows it's good for the sport. It's good for when somebody of Cam's pedigree steps into any sport, it makes the sport better. It gives credibility to that sport. And when Cam's out there racing those guys, he'll find out that they're pretty darn fast.
Finally.
You know what happened one day?
That's cool. How do you
You are pulled out. Obviously, it is a little bit of a run down to the beach start for the turn, so you guys decide how you want to mount your bikes.
I could sneak you can't do it. Yeah, just thrilling. Just really never knowing the outcome. It's can't wait to be in there. Feel the intensity.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm up. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what ready should feel like for something like this.
Yeah.
I'll be ready come 2 o'clock, that's for sure.
Okay, in the coffee,
Yeah. I don't really know what you should do like the morning of one of these races because I've never done one. I'm sort of trying to combine what I do before a rowing race and a bike race, like a time trial, I guess, and somewhere going between. So, as this sport involves like 3 different disciplines, I get to pick which one I want to do in the morning. So I'm going to go for a little ride, maybe grab a coffee, just calm my nerves, because I'm definitely nervous, really nervous. You want to go to the race because everyone else is working so hard, and you can see everyone else working so hard. You just don't want to let anyone down. You're just going to put everything into it, and perform. And my time with the team, doing tri is always, I've been rather consistent in my triathlon career. I've had a couple of bad results, but I've been relatively consistent, and that's a lot. I think the attitude just from the team. It's like we all put in 100%, and as an athlete, your job is to put it in. Obviously, you have to train, but you have to, you got to perform. The training doesn't matter if you don't do it on race day.
Cameron.
Right. Cameron Wurf, the Ironman athlete, next to Tyler on the right of screen, number 2 in. Rides for the Ineos team in professional cycling, is in for an initiation of fire in Super League.
Fast start, plenty of testosterone running into the water as they get things underway.
These starts are very, very fast. We saw them get off the beach quick, and the push to catch these waves now as you come into the wave zone.
It's a game of inches. I don't know where Cam Wurf is, probably rounding the second buoy as we speak. We're going to find out if he falls foul of the 90-second rule. I would love to see him ride.
Will that be the quickest elimination of all time? Here's Cam right now. He's made
45 seconds, he's fine. Now he's going to ride back up to the group, because if anyone can ride a bike, it is Cameron Wurf.
We've instructed Cam to try and get the fastest bike lap if he possibly can, but the problem is the fastest bike lap usually comes from that group up front. The advantage we have on this course is that tight section makes those bigger groups move slower.
And there is Cam Wurf, who's lost nearly 20 seconds on the bike, the professional cyclist, who asked me yesterday, can I put my shoes on after the mountain line so I can pick up the bike short shoot? So welcome to Super League Triathlon, Cam Wurf. Everyone who comes to Super League Triathlon for the first time is shocked. And Cam Wurf sees the yellow flag, and congratulations to the team Ineos Grenadiers professional cyclist, who has put in a decent shift considering everything that he is training for at the moment.
Cam, talk us through your thoughts about Super League racing.
I'd love to be good at this. That was a hell of a lot of fun, that sort of course. I just wish I was actually in the race. These guys are amazing. Got in the water good, and whichever everyone through the surf, that was the Aussie in me, I guess, but as soon as they got behind the swell line, they just took off, put the afterburners on, and I was shelled out the back and never saw anyone again. So I just had no idea they had that intensity, off the line. I just wasn't prepared for it, and I'd love to try it again, and have a proper crack, because it was phenomenal. I mean, just such admiration for the speed. They do everything: swim, bike, and run, and transitions, and fight seals like this freaking animal here, like they're just a different breed, and it's been just awesome being around them. Certainly given me a different energy as I go into the next couple of weeks to prepare for Kona. I really pumped up to get stuck into training now and come out there and bring a bit of the Super League to Kona.